Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. In this video we're going to be looking at the update to the war wheel. They have updated the 4 characters on there. The old 4 characters are gone. Your tokens still carry over. This was promised before, which is great. So people who didn't manage to get a pull will still have tokens just sitting there, which is something that they did promise. Now, I will be talking about the characters themselves that have been added on here, whether I think it's better or worse than before, but also the delivery of how they updated the wheel and what I'd like to see in terms of how they do this in the future. So first up, just confirmation, I have got 940 tokens. This is what I had before the wheel was updated. I've still got them, so that's great. I need 60 more tokens for a pull. However, I most likely will not pull on this wheel in this region, and I will say why a little bit later. But these are the 4 characters that are on here. It's going to be Alice, Dale, Raven, and Alpha, and these are all 6-star characters. They are all Generation 2 characters as well, I believe, so they all have slightly boosted stats, so like 4.8k on a Generation 1, and these have around about 5.3k total on Generation 2. Not that big a difference in the S-Class era, but it's enough that it could make a difference. On the last one, we had a lot of Generation 2 characters as well, and one of the standout characters was Generation 1, and that's Harper. Very strong character. How they compare to this wheel, I would say this wheel's slightly worse, but there are some like-for-like comparable characters. Alice and Diego, for instance, good leaders, going to increase damage output for the characters on the team, whether they're leaders or not. And then we also have characters like Alpha and Mike, who are kind of like the duds of the wheel, but still just maybe a bit fun characters, good for SR and stuff, but although these are war tokens, those characters are not going to be too useful for war. Now, the in-between characters, it really depends on your team. Dales and Ravens on this wheel, Pam on the other wheel, basically. I would say this wheel is slightly worse just because Harper and Diego are like kind of tier 1 within the 6-star era, and on this wheel update, it's only Alice who's like tier 1. You know, I would say Raven and Dale are tier 2, with Pam maybe really low on the tier 2, especially within the S-Class era. Again, it's just an enabler with the leader skill being able to use certain characters on the wheel. So I'd say this wheel's just slightly worse. I'd still say it's okay. It's not fantastic. It's obviously a 6-star wheel. There's only certain heights that they can go to with a 6-star wheel. Now, in terms of delivery, I do not like how they delivered this wheel. It just dropped out of nowhere. No information was given that it actually updated. No information was given that it was going to be updated. And still, there's no information that's been, given out in inbox or nothing. Some of you may have not even realized it until I've just told you. That's the crazy bit. You probably just got an inbox message and go, what, the war wheel's been updated? And it has been updated in the last 24 hours. So they need to basically inform us of this, and communication is key. This is a big complaint that has been long standing. I think there has been big improvements on certain parts of communication, especially regarding issues, but not on things that are changing, not on things that are being implemented. And I think this is something that they could easily create a template for the future on how to update the war recruits war wheel, and it basically would be tell people we're going to be updating it like in a week, give people the opportunity to pull tokens they already have, and then even better, you could do offers and featured crates of war tokens and potentially get some revenue from this, and revenue that people would be willing to spend on. So it isn't like you're pushing it down people's throats, you're just giving people an option instead of the way it was done, which is just 0 option, change the wheel, and then some people missed out. There may have been someone who didn't get a pull, and there were plenty of people who didn't get a pull. That's why it is great that the tokens carry over, but they might have been at like 800 tokens, and then you could have had a crate that gave 200 for, I don't know, a few hundred coins or 1,000 coins or something, and then, or maybe there was an offer for like $1 for like potentially up to 200 tokens or whatever, and they got the pull, and they got a character from the first world because they wanted to pull on that first world. You didn't give it any options, and options are always good. So hopefully the delivery template is improved in future updates to the wheel, mainly just so people know it's going to change, so people know it has changed. But other than that, I don't think this is too bad. The characters are okay compared to the other wheel, but I know there are some people who are going to be a bit upset just based on the fact that, unfortunately, 6-star characters are not very easily attainable if you want a very specific character. Like on the last wheel, Diego and Harper could make a big difference to certain people's attack teams, not because as an individual character they're going to make a big difference, they're going to unlock the potential of other characters like your S-Class characters. And let's say on this wheel, if you were going to pull and you got Alice, and you had Krista already, instantly every strong damage dealer that gets released in the future becomes a potential ally for Krista and Alice. And it seems kind of weird that these are the characters that are very, very hard to get and you can't really work towards, when these are the characters that are the sort of links between revenue streams, i.e. the S-class characters. So I think there needs to be a bit more of an easier way to come by these characters to be able to work towards, even if it takes months. But there should be a way that you can work towards these characters, like you can work towards S-class characters. Right now I could say, hey, I'm going to dedicate myself to this S-class character, and I probably will get that S-class character in a few months, because I will dedicate all of the things, all of the collectibles that I get to getting that character. And I think there needs to be something along those lines for 5-star ascendables and 6 stars. But that is the update to the war wheel, guys. Is there a particular character that you're going to go for on this wheel? I think Alice is the standout character. Now, I have got 940 tokens on this wheel in this region, and I'm not going to pull. So I'm going to have to wait for the next reset, because I have Alice on this region. I'm not going to risk getting a second one. And also, I don't think the other characters are that influential for my teams. If I ran a range team, they'll be great. On my other region, I don't have any of these characters. I'm definitely going to do at least one pull, and I'd say Dale and Alice would be big updates to my teams potentially in terms of support characters, and Raven could be fun. And I mean, even Alpha, I kind of like Whisperer characters, so I'm not too bothered. She wouldn't make any difference to any of my raid teams or anything. But do give me your thoughts on the update to this war wheel. Have you pulled already? I have seen some people who have pulled already and got some luck. Are you planning to pull? Are you going to save your tokens for a potential future wheel update? Do let me know your thoughts. That is the end of my video, however. Thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.